Hi, this is Colin from the History Pilgrim. I hope you've been enjoying my videos, and I'd be interested to hear your comments. Be sure to subscribe and share with a friend. In the 20th century, few inventions redefined everyday American life more than the shopping mall. These sprawling, climate-controlled retail centers are more than just places to buy socks or soft pretzels. They're temples of capitalism, which represent post-World War II America and suburbia. The American shopping mall can trace its heritage to arcades. These enclosed passageways filled with small shops and glass ceilings were first popularized in Paris in the 1800s. In America, early department stores like Macy's in New York City and Marshall Field's in Chicago offered the fantasy of self-contained shopping meccas. However, you needed to go to major cities to visit these locations. The urban department stores were vertical and centered around public transportation. To understand the birth of the American shopping mall, we need to understand one key factor: automobiles. When World War II ended in 1945, the US emerged not only victorious, but economically transformed. The war supercharged industrial production, shrunk unemployment, which was extremely high during the Great Depression, and introduced the common American to a new consumer culture. With the GI Bill for returning veterans and the mass production of the automobile, the amount of the American middle class living in the suburbs began to skyrocket. Middle-income families, who now made up the majority of Americans, had an income which was unthinkable to many just a decade earlier. This meant people had money to spend, not just on necessities, but things they wanted. In 1956, the first enclosed shopping mall opened in Minnesota. The mall made leisure and shopping possible no matter what the weather was outside. The interior of malls was clean, climate-controlled, and full of cheerful music and window displays. Most crucially of all, the outside of these shopping centers had massive parking lots. Suddenly, mall parking lots were able to house an army of suburban commuters' cars. This transformed them into places that became the center of the community for countless Americans. Before shopping malls, there was the Sears and Roebuck catalog, a thick paperback catalog that every American household had. This magazine allowed rural Americans to purchase any goods imaginable, which could be delivered by the countless rail lines all coming out of their base of operations in Chicago. At one point, entire houses were purchased through the catalog. After World War II, as automobile culture took off, Sears began to focus on the expansion of the in-person stores. Sears became the department store in the U.S. Sears stores offered everything from footwear to furniture to televisions, all under one roof. At its height in the 1970s, Sears was the largest retailer in the United States. They even built the Sears Tower in Chicago in 1973, a monument to their national retail success. Sears stores didn't just fill retail space in countless shopping malls. It created a sense of economic gravity. If a Sears location went up, countless other stores would locate in the same structure to take advantage of all the shoppers. Nowhere else on earth did this phenomenon boom more brightly and bizarrely than in New Jersey. By the 1980s, New Jersey had more shopping malls than anywhere else on the planet. With dense highways and massive suburban populations, the Garden State became based around shopping malls. By the early 1990s, a plan was brewing in the freezing upper Midwest of the U.S. The Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota, is an iconic symbol of modern retail and entertainment. The mall's sprawling size and diverse offerings have made it one of the most visited retail locations on the planet. Yet the story of its creation is one that ties closely to the unique climate of Minnesota. The mall was conceived not just as a place to shop, but as a major entertainment and retail center, which was a haven from the region's extremely brutal winter weather. Minnesota is infamous for its very harsh winters, with temperatures often plunging to dangerously cold levels for months on end. The citizens of Minnesota, who were used to surviving the cold winters, found themselves hunkering inside for months on end. This posed a huge challenge for stores and entertainment venues to stay in business when people stayed home inside the warmth of their houses. In the 1980s, the idea of a massive indoor shopping and entertainment center, the likes of which the world had never seen, came about. The concept was born from the desire to create both a destination which would allow people to escape the dreariness of the winter and enjoy a variety of activities all under one roof, no matter how cold it was outside. Construction of the Mall of America began in 1989, and it opened in 1992. The mall was designed by 555 Group, which is a Canadian real estate company. The plan was to create not just a shopping mall, but a year-round destination for families. To achieve this, they designed the mall as a sprawling, multifunctional space. that would combine shopping, dining, entertainment, and even attractions like an indoor amusement park. It was groundbreaking at the time, and the goal was clear: to create a climate-controlled paradise that would give Minnesota residents a reason to leave their homes and have fun during the long, cold winters. When the mall opened, it set a record for its size, with a total area of over 5.5 million square feet. The mall boasted over 500 stores spread across 4 levels. These locations, ranging from high-end boutiques to budget-friendly family options, made it a retail mecca for all types of shoppers. The mall also included over 50 dining options, a mini golf course, an aquarium, and the famous Nickelodeon Universe amusement park, which became its signature attraction. This mall made it possible to shop for designer clothing, electronics, and home goods, and enjoy fine dining and recreation, while never setting foot outside. The sheer convenience of this all-in-one experience became the mall's main selling point. As a result of the sheer offerings of the Mall of America, it generated more revenue than the rest of the state's tourist attractions combined. During the 1990s, the rise of credit cards contributed greatly to the mall's success. The convenience of plastic payment revolutionized how people spent money, and the Mall of America capitalized on this trend. It became easier for people to make impulse purchases, knowing that they could use credit cards to finance their shopping sprees. As credit card usage soared, the mall's revenue soared. The mall became not just a place to shop, but a place where people could experience a wide spectrum of modern comforts. As the years went by, the world of retail began to change. The rise of online shopping, led by companies such as Amazon, introduced a challenge to traditional malls. Consumers were able to make purchases from the comfort of their own homes. This shift in retailing began to take a toll on traditional shopping, and the Mall of America was not immune. As time went on, the Mall of America began to shift towards experiences besides just shopping. This period saw the development of an aquarium, as well as a focus on regularly scheduled musical performances and virtual reality experiences. The construction of IMAX movie screens at the Mall of America represented the transformation of not just this mall, but malls all around the US, from shopping to entertainment centers. The wide screens, surround sound, and 3D movies made watching a movie an experience which could not be replicated at home. Another bold move the Mall of America made was adding a series of hockey rinks. These rinks, designed for both recreational use and professional training, quickly became a popular activity for local sports enthusiasts, tourists, and even families seeking a fun wintertime activity. Hockey is a beloved sport in Minnesota, where a deep passion for ice sports draws many in. The ability to enjoy ice sports while not having to brave the elements outside was a major draw for visitors. When the mall first opened in 1992, it was just like any other mall in the US, with the main focus on food courts. However, as the mall grew, it began to become more clear that a varied dining experience was needed to draw visitors. International cuisine has made its mark at the mall, with authentic Italian, Mexican, Thai, and Chinese eateries, allowing diners to experience tastes from around the world after a day of shopping. Some international dining options unique to the mall, which are hard to find elsewhere, are Korean, Nepalese, and Arabian cuisine. Due to how popular of an attraction the Mall of America is, it is serviced by light rail service, directly from Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. One of the most unique features of the mall is the on-site hotels, which make it easy to extend your visit beyond a single day. Located just steps away from the mall is the Radisson Blu, which offers chic upscale amenities and an indoor pool. From their humble beginnings as open-air marketplaces to the sprawling indoor complexes that define suburban life in the mid-20th century, shopping malls have played a central role in shaping both commerce and culture. They are more than just places to buy goods. They are social hubs, architectural experiments, and symbols of consumer aspiration. At their peak, malls reflected the optimism of post-war suburban America, offering convenience, entertainment, and a sense of community under one roof. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe and share with a friend. Sincerely, the History Pilgrim.